Today, we are completely transforming this blank canvas into something truly spectacular. Along the way, we'll give you a deeper look into how we do things.
So it might just look like I'm whittling a stick for no reason, but there's actually a pretty good reason.
It's day one and the task is simple. Draw the design outlines, assign roles, and start digging, so by the end of the day, we'll have the first rocks placed in our pond.
Well, pond's dug. We just have to do a little more leveling off down in the bottom. For our bottom shelf here, we got to do a little cleanup, just some rocks and stuff, and then we can get our fabric in here to protect our liner, and then we can finally get our liner in. Yeah. Then we can attach that to our skimmer and start putting some rocks in this thing. It's gonna be awesome.
So excited to get some rocks in here. This thing's gonna look so cool.
Well, let's get to work then.
Yeah.
So we got our bag of gravel here. This is for backfilling behind the rocks and just kind of raising the levels and helping us out, holding everything where we want it to be. And now we also have our first rock in here. This is gonna frame out that stacked slate wall. That's also gonna be where our patio cantilevers over into the pond. A couple of inches, about an inch or two, just to give it that cool effect like you're looking straight down into the water. So that's gonna go right here. Setting this guy is gonna help allowing us building to the left. This space here we know is gonna be stacked stone. We're gonna be bringing all of that tomorrow, so we can't start that today. We have one more frame rock for that we're gonna set over here. Joe's strapping that up somewhere else, but we're gonna start filling in these curves in these smaller spaces with smaller cobbles, hand manageable stuff that's gonna keep this really tight because we wanna keep this pond looking as big as possible.
All right, guys, welcome back to day two. Today we've got quite a bit of work to do. We got to finish up this top shelf of the pond in here around the skimmer. We're gonna have to move a bunch of soil around the back side of that to bring that whole edge of the pond up. After that, we have to move a bunch of soil around our skimmer to bring up the edges and get our proper grade levels. We're gonna have to go around the whole edge here and just check all that stuff. I know this is just about 4 inches below our water height, so we have to bring the dirt around this entire thing, because that's what happens when you dig a hole. You gotta fix around it. But no, Bully's here with us today, so he's gonna be in the pond with me. We're gonna be finishing up this top shelf, covering this fish, finishing up the top shelf, covering the fish cave, and then we're gonna work our way around this side, and then we can start doing the waterfall a little later today. The plan is Ant's gonna build his slate wall, and Joe's gonna be feeding him all kinds of gravel and stuff so that they can just bang this out, get this nice and cut into here. He's gonna do a really good job. It always looks great when it matches up to these stones, especially like this. It's gonna be a nice little curved wall, so I'm excited for that. It's gonna look really nice. There's gonna be a light inside of there as well, so at nighttime it's gonna be illuminated across the pond. A little bit of the wall's gonna be showing, really neat look. But for right now, Bully's working on getting that side prepared. We're gonna start getting some rocks over here, and yeah, we can start putting this thing together. So it might just look like I'm whittling a stick for no reason, but there's actually a pretty good reason. The biofalls comes with all these holes inside of it, like you can see here. Just like any other install we've done, we go ahead, poke all the holes for these screws, put those in place, and then we cut our liner, and then lastly we fit our lip onto there and seal it all up. First step is, well, I'm gonna whittle this stick so I can get it nice and sharp. We can poke it through the holes nice and clean. If you don't get a nice clean poke through the liner, it could lead to issues with sealing later on, so that's why we make sure there's a nice clean hole in there. So this is step one. After that, I'm gonna go ahead and put my screws in so I can hold the liner in place and then cut that square out for the lip. But let's start with step one and show you guys there. Nice and sharp. You don't want it super thick. I mean, you could do it with a regular poker or anything that is gonna do the similar job, but this is what we like using because it's nice and easy and it's fast. Just like that. And you go around, find all your holes. Sometimes it's a little difficult to find them, but that's all right. So what I'm gonna do now is, after I've got these first 3 holes in, because I started on one side, I'm gonna put these screws in so it holds the liner nice and tight, and then I can come over here, pull that side, and get a really good seal along the front. So let me find my screws here. Put a couple of those in just to hold this liner in place. Where'd my hole go? See, the liner's already moving on me. This is why it's super important when you start, you put your screws in. Because if you move the liner a little bit and it's a little loose somewhere, it's not going to seal that great when you go to put the lip in. Alright, so like I was saying, now that we've got this side with some screws in it, we can go ahead and pull that nice and tight. Just like that, it hugs it right against the face there. Now, you can see this fold down here, just like every other video we've shown you guys. We like to leave an extra little flap just for in case it settles and the biofalls ends up going down a little bit. There's some wiggle room for the liner to stretch with it. Instead of leaving it super taut and let's say it settled over the next couple of years, this liner would be stretching and almost ripping at that point. So it's super important you leave some extra just to give yourself that headache-free guarantee. So I'm gonna go ahead, hold this nice and tight, and poke the rest of my holes here. All right, now this is the most important step here. Some people don't like doing it because they're scared to cut the liner, but someone's got to do it. Where'd my knife go? See it? No. When you're doing this, you want to make sure you have a nice, fresh, sharp blade. Otherwise, it's going to give you a hard time, and then you'll end up with some weird cuts that don't look that great. So again, I'm just going to go around one more time and trace this. Just make sure I have proper outline for where I'm going to be cutting. All right, that's just going to give me an idea to follow. And then when you get into the corners, they are square with the biofalls. What you want to do is cut the liner in almost a circle, because if you cut a straight corner, what happens is the liner stretches and it pulls, and eventually it'll just rip that apart, unlike a rounded off corner that won't tear like that. Another important note is when you're doing this, if you have your fabric underneath your liner, like you should, and you go to do this, sometimes it'll fall down. So just make sure you put that back up in place so you don't get any rocks or nothing poking through. So now that I've gone ahead, all the screws are through our liner here, I'm going to take my silicone gun, go around this entire thing, and put a nice bead on there. Watch your head. Now, our silicone gun has unfortunately been in some sort of accident and the tip is no longer there. So I recommend doing this with a silicone tube that actually has a tip. Otherwise, you're going to be doing what I'm about to do, which is spreading it with your fingers. And if you don't like silicone, which I don't, it smells really bad, but that's just my opinion. All right. In lieu of our silicone gun not having a tip, I'm going to spread this with my fingers. You just want to make sure you have a nice bead going around the entire thing, going over all of your holes where your screws are going to be threading in. and where any liner is going to be touching. So now that I've gone and done that, we can go ahead, flip this up, and start screwing these guys in. I usually start with the corners, and I'll try and get one or two down in the bottom just to hold it in place, because then once you start moving around too much, your screws like to come out, and then it's a big pain in the butt to try and find the hole again. Alright, everything's all in place. Now I just gotta snug everything down, and we will have a nice watertight seal on our biofalls. And you don't want to go crazy screwing these in. We usually make them pretty tight, but some people like to go too much and then you have a problem. So just nice and snug is where you want to be. And just like that, we have a perfectly snug, attached, and waterproof seal on our biofalls lip. So we're going to go ahead and continue building our waterfall. And we'll see you guys shortly with a running waterfall. I'm excited.
But that's for the next episode. If you like what we are doing here, consider subscribing. Make sure to leave a like and see you in the next one.